Well, what's the crack? Welcome to season 4, episode 2 of the Bad Movie Buff podcast with me, Niall Brady. So this week I'm chatting Predator with comedian Bunny Martinez. So Bunny, check him out on Instagram. Actually, his handle is Hope. Why can't I pronounce this? Hombre Lobo Martinez. And he's a funny bastard. So he actually won Belfast Comedy Club's Comedian of the Year 2024, and he's a big fan of Predator and wanted to come on and chat about it. So yeah, great crack recording as always. Hope he's enjoyed the episode. Good luck. Well, that's us. I think that's us recording now. What is the crack? Welcome to Newry, Bunny Martinez. What's cracking?
Not a whole pile, boy. Near eye, like the song, you know.
What song's that?
Luai. It's pretty bad. Near eye.
Oh, I'm a bit slow.
No, it's a bad joke.
No, here, fuck sure, Bad Movie Buff, huh?
This is it. Did I call you Mr. Buff or like Niall? I meant to ask you that when you were asking me.
I get a lot of, like, most people call me Brady, to be honest.
Brady, right?
But family calls me Niall. Aoife calls me Niall. So whatever you want, dealer's choice, but
I go with Mr. Buff, boy.
Mr. Buff. Fucking no one's ever called me that.
That's good stuff, boy.
Here, tell me this: is this your first time in Newry then?
No, God, no way.
I suppose you're not too far away.
Not too far away. A lifetime of coming here with my granda at Christmas to go to the Buttercrane by for an old shop by and a visit to Santa.
Class.
And then a few jaunts with my mates would have went to the cinema in the Keys there the odd time for
good stuff.
Adventure, and then a few nights out by as well, and what do you call it? The Relic.
The Relic, yeah.
And there was another one,
Bellini's.
Oh
yeah. Well, how old are you yourself?
Fucking old, boy.
Go on.
38.
38, yeah. I'm not too far behind. I'm 33. So I was going to
off,
say, as soon as you said the Relic there, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, a bit of a relic myself.
It might be a couple of years on me, but by the time I got there, it was called Bed.
I didn't even know that, but I was gone. Newry was a distant memory for me at that stage.
It was weird. It was like, sorry, I'm just going to turn you up a wee bit here.
Alright, I should talk louder.
No, you're 100%. It was weird. They decided to fucking... Here, I just forgot to turn the lights on. I'm going to do it now.
Cool, boy. Don't know why I said cool, but... Normal chat. No, you shouldn't have left me alone on camera. But I was like Garth, you know, in Wayne's World, where he's like,
unbelievable. But no, I was like sitting there going, "Fuck, there's a bit of people watching here," and then it's like, "Shit, I was meant to close those blinds and turn the light on." Like, disaster. But it changed its name from the Relic to Bed. And the whole...
Wait, what are you saying?
Bed. Like
bed.
B-E-D.
Like bed?
Yeah.
Fair enough,
and they changed the whole thing as if it was like a big bedroom. Like,
cut out the bullshit in the middle, but it's what people want. To direct to source from, you know, straight to the club to a fingering session, like, you know.
Pretty much, like the VIP area literally was just full of beds. Like,
that kind of half rings a bell. I don't think I ever saw it, but I think I mind boys talking about that, like. So,
yeah. I don't think it was as successful after that, but then I suppose what nightclub was after like 2012.
Hard to dance
like.
on a bed, like.
Yeah. But yeah, so welcome to the podcast. So today we're chatting about the 1987 masterpiece.
Absolutely masterpiece by
Predator, directed by John McTiernan. So just to go through quick overview of the film. So this is obviously about a trip of commandos that are dropped into the jungle. What I meant to ask, what country is this in? Is it just...
So I was wondering that myself upon knowing that we were going to be having this chat, so I tried to do a bit of research, and it's contested.
Yeah.
So it was all filmed in Mexico.
Okay.
But it's unclear where it's set.
Purposely vague, is it? Like,
well, some say Guatemala, but then there's some people who think it's actually set in a false country called Valverde.
Okay.
Which is also the country in which Arnold was fucking around in Commando.
Oh, okay.
And
I've actually never seen Commando.
It's also referenced, apparently, I haven't checked this out, but in Die Hard, which is another like John McTiernan film, they talk about this country Valverde.
Yeah.
So there's talk that it's Valverde, basically.
Fair enough.
I don't know. There you go. Green Valley.
Is that what it means?
Apparently so.
Right. Well, we'll say that for now.
This is a linguist podcast as well, but
they're dropped into the jungle in Valverde then to what they think it's going to be like a rescue mission, but essentially what happens is they realise that the troop that they didn't know existed was sent them before them was hunted and fled by an unknown creature, and then they started to get hunted. So that's where essentially the basic plot of the film is. Not that this film needs any introduction.
No, not really, probably.
So starting out, quick run through the cast. So you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Dutch. You got Carl Weathers as Dylan, Bill Duke as Mac, Jesse the Body Ventura, as Blaine, Sonny Landham as Billy, Richard Chavez as Pancho, Shane Black as Hawkins, and finally Kevin Peter Hall as the Predator himself. So this is one of the times that I actually have seen the film.
Alright, you not normally have seen them?
No, with a lot of them I haven't. I think the more we go on, I think at the start people were trying to pick films I hadn't seen, but the more we go on, people just want to chat about good films, you know. But I'm assuming, is this like one of your favourites then?
Aye. Yeah. It's a seminal piece of work in my life. I have a lot of fond memories with it, you know.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
You sent me a queer list because when I said, because I think I put a bit of pressure on you saying like pick a film to talk about.
I'm no good with decision making, like, and that was my worst nightmare, like when you're like pick a film, and then even when you said pick 5 or 6, I was like, this is still a nightmare. Like, so I ended up saying, I don't know, like 8 or 9, but we got here anyway. Like, so
some good choices in there. Like I'd already done some of them, and then it was between either Predator or Hot Rod. I think Hot Rod's one of the funniest films ever made.
It really is, and I don't know if it's like held in the same esteem as some of the other, like, you know, like your Anchormans or whatever, you know, the big ones, and it's actually fucking hilarious and great cast, and launched a lot of boys, like, you know.
Not a lot of people have seen it either.
Aye, that's it, like, so.
But I love, like, they've a couple of movies. Did you ever see that film, Pop Star and Never Stopping?
The Connor one,
unbelievable. Like, yeah.
In fact, their Bin Laden song out of it, I think, is one of the best songs they've ever made. Like, and the video for it, like, oh, so good, by like.
Is it like fuck you like Bin Laden? Is it that one? Yeah.
Like we fuck Bin Laden. Unreal, man. But
Class.
like, there's so many lines in it are like so good. Like, but I'm not bored.
But yeah, I went for Predator because I think it's probably more iconic, and not a lot of people have seen Hot Rod, like, and I would probably nerd out a bit too much about Hot Rod, getting into quotes and all. Now, saying that, Predator is one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Great lines by unreal. Like.
Yeah, but to go in this, so like this is obviously directed by John McTiernan. His other big one was he kind of had this Die Hard and Die Hard of the Vengeance. He didn't really do much outside that, did he?
So he didn't do Die Hard 2 then?
No.
That's odd. Who did it, or what's going on there?
Actually, I don't know. I probably should have looked that up.
Yeah, well.
I've actually never seen Die Hard with a Vengeance. Is the third one, is it?
I think so.
I've never seen it.
No, that's the one with Samuel L. Jackson, eh?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's I mean, I know it's been a long time. I'd imagine like the real Die Hard aficionados would think it probably lost its, you know, moxie by that stage, but I loved it as a kid, like, you know, and it was good fun. Like,
I've heard people say it's better than 2 but not as good as 1, and I like
Maybe.
2.
I like 2 too. I like them all, like,
yeah,
you know.
they're the real Die Hard fans out there, like,
yeah,
you know.
they're an odd bunch, but they don't wear shoes.
Yeah. But no, like, I'm pretty late to most of these type of movies, to be honest. Like, I think the first time I watched the first Die Hard was maybe 6-7 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And Predator 4 years ago, maybe.
Right, by.
Yeah.
So, you see, you younger, you think you're close in age to me, by, but like, you were raised in a softer time. By I was watching this bullshit when I was like 6. By I'm surprised I don't have more like violent tendencies. You know.
No, it's weird. I get it though. I think there is like, I think people of our age, and I know there's like 5 years between us, but I'd say we're probably the same generation in the sense that I remember like, you would just watch whatever your parents watch. Like our local shop here was called Video Box. Whatever they got,
we had Billy's.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, we'll get a film and you get a film. It was like, we're getting this and you watch it with us. Yeah. And there was no like, oh, this may be a bit too mature for you. Yeah. Like, I remember seeing Triple Tits and Total Recall, like, and being like, what
wishing
is
you had 3 hands, just like, also that guy's name's Benny.
Is it?
The guy who wishes he had 3 hands. By I keep meaning to sample that for something, I don't know what.
That's a good one. But yeah, like, I like still remember, like, the only censorship you get back then was, close your eyes there for a second.
I know. Or sometimes you just tough it out by and just like endure the awkwardness, like, you know. Yeah. Do you know, like, weirdly, one that's like, there's no nudity, but it's incredibly awkward to watch. I watched the film with my ma, like, because I was a big rap guy back in the day.
Yeah.
And 8 Mile came out, and it was obviously like a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I gotta show ma 8 Mile, boy. She'll show her this side of me. I forgot about, the scene where like Eminem and Brittany Murphy are riding in the factory. Like, there's no nudity, but it's like so intense. Like the camera's like right up on them, and she like, I don't know, does a damn good job of like pretending she's coming anyway or whatever in that short time. And it's like, I realised when I was watching that, like, this is a really big mistake, like, but
brutal, like.
got through it anyway.
Yeah, that's the worst one. Like when you're younger, like you didn't really, like when I'm talking about like when you're
when you're tiny, like,
you were like trying to see the writing, like, and now it's like you're watching anything, your parents are like, get me the fuck out of here,
boy. It's a nightmare.
But yeah, you said you're a big rap guy. Like, what we're talking here, like golden era stuff, or
well, that would be the era in which I would be, most, or like I was raised, I suppose, like 90s stuff and all that shit. Like, I keep a sort of half abreast of like the newer stuff, but like I wouldn't have a bally about most of like all the littles, little Yachty, little. Or not little, I'm sounding like an old man now. Little, goddammit. But like, some of the newer, like I love Kendrick's unreal, like J. Cole and boys like that. But they're probably not even considered new now. I don't know.
I would say Kendrick, it's a weird one because I first started listening to Kendrick when I was in uni, which was 12 years ago. So I'd say he's probably, like, I think he's got the stage now where he's kind of considered like the GOAT.
Yeah, or he's a GOAT contender at least. Like
pretty much, like, whereas like the likes of J. Cole, I think he's probably been around for the same amount of time. But like, who would be your favorite of all time? I know it's probably a big question. Like,
oh boy, it's too big a question. I should have thought about this. Boy. I mean, I don't know. Do you have one on your top of your head?
I don't have one favorite. I'd say.
I know that's it. I can't. Like, it depends on my mood. What I'm feeling at a time. Like,
when I was like maybe 14. 50 Cent was my main man, him and Eminem, like, just talking about 8 Mile there, and I used to be obsessed. And then like it was only when I went to uni that I kind of discovered like old school hip hop, like, so then that's when I became obsessed with like NWA and like Tribe Called Quest, Digital Underground, all those boys. Like,
same by like that. I just love it all. I mean, sometimes if I'm asked that, I like to give props to probably lesser known guys, because there's everyone like Jay-Z, Biggie, all these guys everyone knows Tupac. But you ever listen like Pharomonch at all? Like,
I don't think so.
He's I don't even,
what's his name?
His big Simon Says, his big song, dun, get the fuck up.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have heard that. Yeah.
Like, he's an unbelievable rapper. Like, man, fuck, I don't even know where you've making me make decisions on this now. This is my worst nightmare. But
I literally just invited you here to make you
obviously,
sweat. Like,
it's probably not cool to say like Eminem, but like Eminem is obviously unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like such a boring opinion, I think people think. But man, Wu-Tang, fucking all that like old school G-Funk shit. But like those Dre albums, Kanye is amazing, man. Obviously he's a nut job, like, but his first few albums, like, what a run, like,
unreal. Like, I think my favorite Kanye album, obviously he's lost the plot now, like, but Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was one of the main one for me back then. Like. But here, fucking Predator. We haven't even get into it. But,
sorry, boy.
No, here it's my fault. And again, tangents are welcome, as I said. I wanted to kick off with probably one of the best opening greetings of a film ever put on camera. Like,
you talking about this handshake, boy?
Handshake.
Oh, boy, it's unbelievable stuff. Like, I like it's so much. Like, it's a kind of beautiful ebony and ivory moment as well, kind of like racial relations wise, like, that's a picture that could be held up to like heal a nation, I think, sometimes.
Fair enough.
But just the whole like the banter back and forth in it, by the like, some damn fool accused you of being the best, like, what a line, like, to hear off camera, like, and then Dylan, you son of a bitch. Like, CIA got you pushing too many pencils. So every line is like, and beautiful, man.
It's unreal.
Absolutely fantastic.
What I really like about their relationship in that film was obviously that initial handshake with the fucking biceps. They're kind of like arm wrestling almost in the air, but they also are like freakishly competitive on set. Have you heard any of those stories?
I mean, you've heard this obviously yourself, like the various like workout things they try and do like behind each other's backs, so they wouldn't know that each other are working out, like, so they just think that they're like just naturally like this. So they ended up like, boys are getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff to like workout off scene, and then to be there's the the Jesse Ventura story. I'm
Yeah.
sure you heard it, boy. Do you want to tell it out? So Jesse the Body Ventura was told by the dress crew or the people doing like the costumes or whatever that his biceps were actually bigger than Arnold's, like, and he was obviously elated about this,
by 1 inch apparently.
By 1 inch bigger than Mr. Universe's biceps, and so he proposed to put on a bet with Arnold to see who had the bigger bicep, and the winner would get a bottle of champagne, and the loser would obviously be humiliated.
Yeah.
But it turned out that he lost the bet because Arnold had told the costume guys to tell Jesse this lie to humiliate him in front of the whole cast.
Unbelievable.
And, great stuff by all the cigar stuff by it's the most macho film
Unbelievable.
of all time, like, but also kind of simultaneously quite homoerotic, like, there's a lot of like really muscly dudes just sweating in front of you, and you're like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm feeling mixed emotions.
100%, yeah. Slowly getting turned by the film, like. But that was like there was like a load of these wee like kind of gym related antics they had on set. Another one of the more famous one was as well. Jesse was in the gym one day and seen Arnie coming, dumped a bottle of water over his head. So when Arnie walked in, Arnie was like, fuck, he's still in here, he's flat out. Like, so then it turned into like a competition of them who could spend more time in the gym every day, and it got so competitive to the point where Arnie was starting his workouts at 4 a.m.
Unreal, boy. Unbelievable, boy.
All the while this was going on, Carl Weathers was doing his workouts at 3 a.m. and throughout the entire filming of this completely denied that he even went to the gym. He was like,
saying, this is how I look normally, but
this is just me, like, this is all Carl.
A lot of men in good nick in that film, boy.
100%.
It's ridiculous. Arnold actually had to lose a load of weight apparently for it to look more like a lean commando guy as opposed to like a bodybuilder, like
15 pounds it was he lost, and like in the coming week up to the film, just to exactly what you say, just to look more like a soldier than an absolute fucking machine like. But it's another one of those things, is like you just don't get that in films these days, like you obviously get all the Marvel boys completely shredded, but it's just they're not as big or something, I'm sounding like Mac out of All Sunny here, like.
It's true though, and you feel like the suits are doing a lot of work for some of them, what they're wearing, but it's like the best assembly of, like, I know like everyone was mad about, or if you're into these types of bullshit films, like Expendables brought everyone together, but like this film was like a lot of prime dudes, like in their prime, like, what a cast of dudes, boy.
The mad thing is as well, it was when Arnie was first offered this, there was never meant to be a crew. It was going to be just him 1v1 versus the Predator, and it was actually Arnie's idea to be like, nah, fuck it, get the boys in here, like.
Because and just like it's so much of a better film for that, like, it would have been a whole tonally different like this film's great because it's like almost like 3 or 4 different mini movies within one film, like, you get like you get your fun bombastic like commando thing, you get your sci-fi horror, you even get like a kind of mini Vietnam sequence by in the helicopter, even like a Home Alone with all the trap setting, like, by Arnold's running around there like a Kevin McAllister by just
little pungy sticks, but one of the things that always, like, so this, as I said, this is my second time watching it, and the first time watching it, one thing that really like kind of took me out of it a bit, and I don't know if anyone else on the planet thinks this, is see that opening scene when Arnie first meets, or I'm just going to call him by a character's name, when Dutch first meets Dylan, when after the handshake and they're talking about the actual like extraction and what they're going to do and all, whatever way the light is hitting Carl Weathers' face, he looks like a PS1 character or something. Did you ever see that? Like,
I can't remember, like, I didn't watch this recently, so I can't remember it in Predator, but I think I know what you're talking. I think Carl Weathers has that in general. There's something about Carl Weathers' face on camera,
smooth face or something, doesn't he? Like,
he like he kind of looks odd in different parts of Rocky, I've noticed as well, and even as late as like Arrested Development and stuff, it's like he's had work done. It looks like that, but I'm not sure he even has though. But it's kind of got that vibe. I think I know what you mean. Like
the best line of all time is like, "Don't throw those bones out." You take that home, you get a broth going.
Maybe you got a stew going. Oh, he's so good, but not really done a bad piece of work. Like,
No.
when you think about it, some legacy, Chubbs Peterson.
Yeah, right enough.
Unbelievable. Like,
I always forget about that. And then he was
same
obviously
arm, lost that arm in Predator. I don't know if that's a nod or not
yeah.
by Happy Gilmore. Like, but
and then he makes that wee appearance. I think I've talked about this in the podcast before. He makes a wee cameo appearance in Little Nicky then as
right.
Chubbs in heaven.
Right.
Like,
He playing his he plays piano on the end of Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, he's like, look,
because he
happy.
played the piano in Little Nicky. Can't remember.
I think he's teaching them salsa or something.
That's it.
Isn't
But
he?
he's got a load of chicks around him, isn't it? Like,
I wanted to talk about that opening helicopter scene,
Oh.
and it is just like, as you say, like the most muscle-fueled macho scene of all time.
So good, boy.
And Jesse Ventura like just chewing the tobacco and then spitting it on Dylan's foot, like,
Yeah.
and I love Dylan's reaction because he like sits forward and goes, "Come here," and you're like, "Oh, he's gonna batter him," and then he just says, "That's a bad habit."
But then his line back is, or what is his line about it? About the tune, this stuff here make you a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh yeah,
Just like me, boy. And then I always used to think about how weird a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex sounds. He's very, but like if you were a Tyrannosaurus Rex, can't finger because of his tiny arms. I don't know. You have to get not as sexy as Jesse Ventura would have you to believe to be a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You can't even fold a bed sheet.
No,
Like,
have you ever chewed tobacco?
No, I have at the odd time I'd take those wee lip pillow things.
Lip
Not
pillows,
snooze.
the
What do
kids
you
are
call
calling them.
That's literally it, like.
Lip pillows. Yeah, they're. I've only taken them once because it was like a night out with a football team, and like the young lads were all like doing them for like, it was like one of those nights out where you're going to rip and there's a load of different drinking game things and you had to do those. But weird, but not for me.
Don't
Didn't
get me
enjoy
wrong.
it.
Don't get me wrong. I smoke cigarettes. I'm
All
cool.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
cool
yeah,
like
that's what
that.
I mean.
Like, you know.
Take the cancer like a man, but none of these guys in Predator. Could you imagine Predator if instead of cigars they got fucking snoozes the whole way through
like
the film?
taking it out. No. No. I'm a smoker. I smoke when I drink. Like, but I take those. Literally, the only reason I buy those, they're called Nordics. Sorry, pillows. The only reason I buy those is because I play a bit of golf.
Right.
When you're golfing, it's really hard to smoke it. Like you're swinging and then the smoke gets in your eye and you're like fucking. So they're handy for that. Like, but
for sporting reasons, this way you do it.
I'm an athlete.
Well,
like,
all the footballers apparently are at it. Like, so maybe you're onto someone.
all the boys in the PGA Tour, you can like see even Tiger Woods getting a wee fucking sneaky thing up there as well. But what I thought's funny about the helicopter opening scene, like, is as I said, chewing tobacco, muscle fuel. But at the same time, all the boys are doing their makeup, like, and then on stage, Mac just whips out a razor and starts dry shaving his face.
Bill Duke, he brought that apparently. I was wondering whether that was like directed or written in the script or like Bill Duke's mad imagination, but it was apparently, and fair play to him. It does. I don't know what it means for the character or what it really adds in terms. You don't really know much about him, and I'm like, I know this is a guy who's very concerned about being smooth, I suppose.
He'll never be as smooth as Carl. Like,
well, that's true.
But it is weird. Yeah, so it was improvised. He brought that out, and then like, so there's twice in the film he does it. Is the opening helicopter scene, and then later on, like not long before he gets fucking splody headed. Like, but for the second time they knew he was going to do it, so they actually made a razor with a blood packet in it, and that's when he's cutting himself.
So
like,
breaks it and he's
but
Bill Duke, boy.
What else is he in actually? Is he in much?
He's in Commando as well with Arnie. Have you seen Commando?
I haven't, no.
Well, it's another fantastic 80s action film, not as fantastic as Predator, but he has a good line in it where like
is that I'm gonna kill you last? Is that Arnie's famous line in Commando?
Oh yeah, that is
like
that
you.
line.
Yeah.
And he has a couple of great lines. It's a very quotable film as well. I'm trying to remember the name. But Bill Duke says something to Arnie about eating green berets for breakfast, or does Arnie say it back to, anyway, someone's eating green berets for breakfast. We should research that better, babe.
Yeah, listen, the podcast called Bad Movie Buff. There's no
one knows
judgment
what's
here.
going on,
like, yeah, that's literally why I called it that. And
but way to hear more about Bill Duke, so I've been snooping around Bill Duke. So Bill Duke, you may not know this about him, sometimes called the godfather of African American cinema.
Right?
I had no idea he had such an impact. So he's directed a few different pieces, throughout the ages as well. And one of his directorial debut, maybe in fact, Sister Act 2.
Fuck off.
So
Back in the Habit, like
Back in the Habit, by the film that launched Lauryn Hill. So I'm telling you right now, boy,
Yeah.
no Predator, no Bill Duke,
Oh,
no Sister Act 2, no Lauryn Hill, no Fugees,
oh
no
my
Wyclef
God.
Jean,
Jesus
no
Christ.
maybe The Rock because of that song that he has with Wyclef Jean. So this film, the impact
Jesus.
of this film, boy.
Yeah.
You know,
And no, do you remember those fucking, was it Virgin Internet, or it was some sort of internet provider? Remember Virgin Mobile? That's what
Aye.
it was. Do you remember the Wyclef Jean adverts? So basically, it was a whole thing where like their contracts with the Virgin contracts with the best, so be careful what you sign. So the first ad, it was like a series of ads,
Aye.
and it's Wyclef getting out of a limousine, and this woman comes up and is like, "Oh, I'm your biggest fan. Will you sign an autograph?"
Sort of ringing a
And
bell, actually.
He signs it, and then she opens it up, and it's a contract. She goes, "I think you'll find this perfectly legal." And then Wyclef is her slave for the fucking next like 4 ads. Like he's living in a trailer with her and all. Like it's fucking terrible.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah, fair play. I thought it was going to be someone like, he has a song called 911. Like they could have done a phone thing related to that, maybe.
Yeah, well, he never came back. Well, he was gone till November. I'm so sorry.
That's good stuff, mate.
Yeah, so Sister Act 2, this blew my mind, no joke. About a month ago, I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Mike and Vittorio's Guide to Parenting. Did you ever listen to it?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were talking about nuns, and they said something about them wearing a habit. And I turned around to Aoife and went,
Was this is when the penny dropped for you, was it?
I didn't realize that's what you call a nun's headdress. And then I literally went, Sister Act 2, back in the habit. Oh my God, it's got so much depth to it now.
So much richer than I first knew.
That blew my mind.
But here it's yeah, I can't remember if it's better or not between the two sister acts. Do you have an opinion on that, boy?
I haven't seen either of them in years.
Well, me neither, actually. But you know, Lauryn Hill, boy, and your dude out of City High. Remember those guys?
What's City High?
It was that short. They had that song. What would you do? You remember that song?
No, I don't think so.
Don't make me sing it, boy.
You don't have to.
What
sing
would you
it.
do if your son was at home?
Oh yeah, alone in the yeah.
He's in that crew.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I know so much about Sister Act.
It was he the young fella?
He was the boy who couldn't sing. He was all quiet, and then he sung "Happy Day" and went
yes,
buck mad, and everyone was like, "Yes, lad."
Oh, here I'm watching Sister Act this weekend.
Good films, boy. Bill Duke directed Sister Act 2, though. That's all you need to know.
That is mental. Like,
I also directed Deep Cover. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like,
I haven't.
But the soundtrack for it was the first solo Dr. Dre song.
Right.
Deep Cover, you know, the one with him and
yeah.
Snoop Dogg, was like also like a young Snoop Dogg's first appearance too. So again, the legacy of Predator, boy.
Jesus, yeah. There you go. But I did that movie Friday on the podcast with Soupy, and that's all we talked about was hip hop. Like, so if I think there's maybe like 2 or 3 people that try to listen to every episode, they're probably gonna be like, "Shut the fuck up about rap." Like, you know.
Enough, the next Friday soundtrack was like maybe within the first 10 rap CDs I ever owned.
Oh yeah,
I picked it up randomly in like an old shop in Dungannon. It had the next Friday soundtrack for some reason. I was like, "Oh, Lethal, look at all these different rappers on it," you know. So it's cool.
Because that's a good thing about a nice movie soundtrack you get. It's like a compilation at the same time.
So like this is before, you know, you were able to download. So it's a way of getting introduced to rappers. You know, it's just like I've heard of these guys, I've never, but now I get the chance to listen to one of their shitter songs, and that's why it's on this shit soundtrack. Like, but
right,
cool, boy.
Who all was on it?
So it had an original NWA song, so obviously Eazy-E's dead, but it brought back Snoop was on it, so it was Ren, Ice Cube, and Dre plus Snoop, and I think it was their first song together, and it was actually a class song called Chin Check.
Yeah.
And
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had a Wu-Tang Clan song that I've never heard anywhere else that I love as well. And it had a Wyclef Jean song that I absolutely love, and it had an Eminem song called Murder Murder, which it's like his pre like Slim Shady stuff way back, but it's like you might have heard it. It's like he's basically talking through. It's like a gay going on a robbing spree.
Oh yeah, I think I might have. Yeah, sounds familiar.
He sounds very young, but it's cool. Like it was cool soundtrack, by
cool.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, I think like the first CD I ever bought was the Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Weirdly, like because
that is odd, boy.
I was like, well, fucking 11 or something, like, and I was like, oh, I love Lord of the Rings, I'm gonna buy this, and then I don't know why I didn't expect this. I like put it home, put in the CD player, and it's just like fucking like a film score. It's like nah.
Hard to rock out to this.
Well, like now I would listen to it all the time, but back then I was like, oh, fuck's
not
sake.
really what you were after, by.
But then I also used to have the original soundtrack of Get Rich or Die Trying, the film, not the album. I used to love it.
Like songs made for the film, did it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You couldn't get anywhere else. That's good stuff, boy.
And then what else? Watchmen soundtrack. It was a cracker.
It was a good soundtrack, boy. It's, you know what? Good film, boy.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of hate, I think. I don't know, some people, these boys on the internet.
Mm,
but
it's just Zack Snyder. Like I get,
he's a bit of a dingleberry, like.
I get why people don't really like him now, because I think his style when he first came out with like Dawn of the Dead, then 300, then Watchmen. I think that was the order of things. It was like so like fucking unique and class. And then after like Watchmen, I think, what did he do after that? Sucker Punch. Did you ever see that? It was one with all the women in school uniforms fighting.
No, I didn't.
Mental. I went to cinema to see it, and it was good crack. Like, but there's no real substance to the films. It's just slow mo this.
Well, that's kind of what seemed to happen. It just became formulaic, like cool looking stuff, like rather than. But I watched that one that he did that was on Netflix.
Rebel Moon.
No, not it. The big zombie one, was it Las Vegas or something?
Something. Yeah, it was kind of meant to be like the unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, it was a bit.
It was about a heist or something, was it?
Yeah, that was it. They were taking money out of a casino that was overran. Like the whole of Las Vegas was overran by zombies, but there was this big take in there, and had this big, cast of tubes. Like, but it wasn't. Wasn't for me really. Like, But no, Watchmen. Very enjoyable though. Like, people. I thought he did a decent job at it. Like.
I really enjoyed it at the time, and then I read. Was it? I forget which came first. No, I seen the trailer for Watchmen, bought the comic, read the comic, and then watched the movie, and like loved them both. Like. But here, quick quiz question for you. Go and take it back to Predator real quick. Of course. Actually, this is easy as fuck. I obviously knew you're a Predator fan before you came in, but now that I've been speaking to you, I know you're gonna get this. What's the name of the minigun?
Shit, you know what, boy? I was actually talking to my mate earlier about this, boy, because we were talking about this, and we've spoken about this, and it's escaped me, so
I'll put you on the spot.
Justice? No, it's not. It's
same amount of syllables. You got the syllables right.
I know it's a 2-syllable thing, and it's like man, this is bad, boy. It's a bad job. I'm gonna have to.
Right. I'll leave
me a letter, boy.
I'll come back to it, right?
Oh God.
I just want to talk briefly about the character Billy. I think he's probably like the coolest character in the entire thing. Like,
what a laugh!
If you're fucking in there among Jesse the Body Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Carl Weathers, and you're still somehow one of the coolest people in that entire like cast. Sorry, like. The only thing that really kind of took me out of it a bit and made me go, fuck, he's ruined it. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Don't know. Go ahead.
See the bit where he chops the vine to drink the water?
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's too much.
Sucks a tree clean off.
Hey, man, he's indigenous, boy. They just can do things like that.
But I looked him up on IMDb, like, kind of excitedly seeing if he was going to be in anything else, and he didn't really have much outside of Predator that would have hit the mainstream, but he was in The Warriors, but I've actually never seen it.
Was he?
I think he was
I've seen The Warriors, but I didn't actually know that. I didn't realize he ran for governor as well.
Did he?
So
yeah.
There could have been 3 governors that had come out of this. Obviously,
Jesse
Arnie
Ventura,
and Jesse, and he ran in Kentucky, but unfortunately, I believe he's a bit of a maniac, like offset, like or off camera, like and stuff. So probably
the film couldn't get insurance because of him, unless that they agreed for there to be an on-set bodyguard following him around. So as I said earlier, Sonny Landham, yeah, and that's the only way they get insured, because apparently on other films he just lost his mind and just started fucking baiting boys. Like
they just were always apparently trying to do like one takes with him, like, because they're like, you don't want to have to get into a confrontation with him, or a conversation even, perhaps.
Pretty much. Another thing that kind of took me out of it, like, so I think a few things in this that were meant to be kind of cool.
I can't believe you don't think this is the most realistic thing that's ever been made, by.
Not even in terms of realism.
Dew blood, by.
Not even in realism, and more in terms of, like, that kind of looks funny, was firstly Billy sucking off the tree, and then there was
sucking it off, by.
There was a bit
have
where
to make it sound so bad.
There was a bit where Dylan goes to catch up with everyone, but he kind of like slithers down the hill like a snake.
I wish I'd watched it last night in prep. I haven't seen it recently enough to like picture that, but
they're all like crawling towards the base of like the enemy,
right.
And Mac goes to Dylan. He's like if you blow our cover once more, then
Aye.
you know you're gonna have me to answer to. And then Carl is like, right, and he like goes to catch up with everyone, but he's uphill and they're downhill, and he goes to like army crawl down. He just like fucking like slithers down like a snake, and I literally like had to pause it because I was laughing that much.
But
Like,
I mean, he is smooth. We talked about his smooth face, like that. Probably smooth the whole way, like, and maybe he looks good in Sweat as well. Like, he looks really good when he in Rocky, glistening. You see the shape of him, like compared to Stallone. Like, they're both in good shape, obviously, but like, Carl is looking fantastic in the Rocky films. And you see when he's all wet and slippery, boy, he can slither his way into a man. He's a heart.
do you know what it is, right? And I'm gonna say the most specific comparison of all time here. So I said earlier, his smooth face looks a bit like PS1 graphics, but I think to be more specific, what it actually looks like is like Xbox 360 era, maybe let's say Gears of War, when you just joined the game or something, and for like a split 2 seconds the graphics didn't buffer, so everything's real smooth. I think that's exactly what he looks like there. Like,
yeah, we're gonna have to get some science involved in this. I want to need to see a side by side, but I love the specificity of it. Like, I'm willing. I'm like, I've got I'm leaning towards believing you because of how specific that is. Like,
no, I'm not even joking. I'll show you after. See, this is the one downfall of me filming this on my phone, is that I can't like fucking Google shit, and then I can't Google shit in that either. But alright, I'm gonna put you in the spot again. Minigun, what's it called?
I fucking.
I thought I'd trick it out of you there.
Yeah, no. I've disappointed myself, and I feel like the whole of the Predator world and the cast.
It's okay. Do you want me to tell you?
I do.
It begins with P. Painless.
Painless, by yeah, old painless by old painless by
yeah. But
that is disappointing, by.
There's some seriously, like, I think this is probably number one movie of all time for cheesy one-liners. Well, maybe Commando is meant to be
Commando,
bad.
You got to see Commando, but it's up there, like.
Yeah. So the first one I think in the film is when they go into that camp that they're finding the enemy, and Arnie throws a machete.
Stick around.
Unreal. And immediately after that, do you know what comes up next? He goes up to the door. Knock.
Yeah.
Fuck, you're good. And then after that, I think the next one is and he says so sorry, I keep calling him by the actor's name, but Blaine is the name of Jesse Ventura's character.
All my mates who love the film, like, we don't address them by their character names either. It's harder. It's just Arnie and Carl. By sometimes we'll get Dylan and Dutch, like, but the rest of them just go by their name usually.
So when Blaine gets shot, and he's like, "Oh, Blaine, you've been hit.
Ain't got time to bleed, yeah.
Ain't got time to bleed."
Oh, so good, boy, so good.
I
believe him, and I'm not cheesy about that, but I find that very believable. I believe that Jesse Ventura does not have time to bleed, boy.
I believe
he's very busy with conspiracies.
I'm just like, he was a wrestler, was he? That's where he
was in everything, boy. He was a Navy SEAL apparently, and then a wrestler, and obviously I don't know, was he called the Body because he did do bodybuilding or anything like that? I don't know. And then a politician, and now a guy who protests the deep state and stuff. He's
does he? Yeah.
He's an out there guy. Like.
Oh God, yeah.
It's good in a good way, in a fun way. Good watching. Like,
bit of crack about it. Like,
bit of crack about it.
He looks very old these days, doesn't he?
Well, I think he is quite old, boy.
I know, but like, I don't think his 87 is that long ago, really. Like,
I'm in the same mode, man. I see a film like in 1981 or something. I was like, right, that was out a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
a whole lifetime ago, boy.
Weird, like, isn't it?
It is very odd, like.
So another great line, and I actually forget the context of this, but I've written it down. So Billy comes out with the line, "I wouldn't waste that on a broke dick dog."
Oh yeah, that's a good line, boy.
It's an unreal
that's one that doesn't, there wouldn't be one that jumps out at me either, like, or my mates, like, when we're thinking about Predator quotes, and that is a broke dick dog, boy.
Yeah. But I've got a few more in there, but I'll come up.
The jokes are good, like the Shane Black jokes are pretty good, like, or they hold up, like, for stupid pussy jokes. Like,
Shane Black never really did much acting after this, did he? He just kind of went into the behind the camera stuff, like.
But he launched Lethal Weapon, which I wish I'd actually put in the list, because it's like, that's probably the best. I don't know, whatever they are, buddy cop thing in my view, like, but he's done that, like, which is pretty cool, like.
Lethal Weapon. And here, actually, just while we're on the topic, have you seen Shane Black's The Predator?
You know, it's the one I haven't. I forgot about it. You know, and then I was like, it's not well received, I believe.
It's one of the worst films I've ever watched.
Is it
And
very, very bad?
It's
So
very
did you
bad.
see it before you saw Normal Predator? No.
No,
Okay.
thank God.
Be a weird way to enter the franchise. Like,
Right
it's like-
enough. I was actually talking to Aoife about this yesterday because we rewatched it last night, and the only Predator film I haven't seen is Predator 2. Is it Concrete Jungle? Is that the
Oh
one?
man, it's like, it's class.
Yeah,
Because like I think at the time everyone's like, this is shite, like, because it wasn't Predator.
yeah.
But you see now when you watch it, it's like definitely one of the better like sequels to a kind of classic film or whatever.
Okay.
It's a very different film. Like, it's Danny Glover looking
Yeah.
real tired by and sweaty running around.
Too old for this shit.
Definitely too old for this shit
Yeah.
at this point. Like, and no, it's cool, man. It's got some funny stuff in it. Like, there's a Jamaican drug gang in it and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and then there's a sex scene where the camera seems to zoom in on every moan of the woman. Like, so it's very. It was almost filmed for a teenage boy, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of teenage boys are like, "Thank you very much, director, for your choices here." But
Yeah.
I like what the director's up to here.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And there's some skin and stuff, and yeah, it's good. By it's worth seeking out.
Where they go? Is it called Concrete Jungle, or mate? There was a game called Concrete Jungle.
I can't remember. It was obviously it's in LA, and it's very much got a concrete jungle thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it actually did have the subline, you know, for the film, or maybe
Yeah.
it was the game or whatever.
Have you seen the rest of the Predator franchise? then?
I don't. I haven't seen. So the Predator, is that your one? No.
Get that mic up to your mouth there.
Sorry, I was pointing at you. The Predator, is that the gay?
That's the Shane Black
yeah.
one.
So I haven't seen it. I saw
It's woeful.
I saw the one with Adrian Brody, or what was it called? again?
Predators.
Predators.
It was good.
Yeah, it was decent enough. I saw it in the cinema and I was like, not so bad. And then I haven't seen Prey yet, which I feel like I should have. Yeah,
It's
because
unreal.
I hear it's unreal. I just didn't get round to it, and it's
Yeah.
on Disney Plus. And my Disney Plus, I was on someone else's account, and now it's locked me out. I'm like, I should have got round to Prey.
Nightmare.
But yeah, no, I hear it's good, and I don't really give a shit about the Alien versus Predator franchise. I've seen like, I don't know why I keep calling them franchises. I don't know where that word's coming out of me for.
Intellectual property.
Yeah, whatever it is. I've seen. I think I saw the first one, but yeah.
First one, it was probably the first iteration of Predator I ever seen.
Oh yeah, it would have
because
been, maybe if you're.
when I was younger, I didn't have any interest in watching what I deemed then as like old movies. But there's this new one, and it's this guy versus this guy. Got it in DVD for like my 10th birthday or something. I was like, unreal, shite.
It was like a crap mixtape. You got a wee bit of both of them, but not in their prime way.
Exactly,
And
and
the
then
Friday after next way.
yeah,
Next Friday. Anyway.
but the sequel, Alien vs Predator Requiem,
Yeah.
seen it 3 times in the cinema.
Yeah.
But it was only because I was like 15 and
Because I couldn't get out. I was locked in.
no, because did you ever get? You said you used to go to the Omniplex back in the day. We used to just go there and drink.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
we take like a half bottle of vodka in you, and then
Basically.
not do I not remember a single bit of
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie? Seen it 3 times in the cinema.
Oh,
like.
right, yeah.
And then so Prey is unbelievable, and then there's a new one, Predator Badlands. Is it Badlands? The name of it? And it's
coming out or it's out?
Yeah, it's coming out.
Cool.
There's only a teaser trailer released,
Haven't
so
even
essentially
heard of
it's the same guy that did Prey, but it looks mental. It's going to be either unbelievable, people are going to praise it for how different it is, or it's going to be like, what the fuck were they thinking? Because the main character is the Predator, and it's basically about a Predator on his home planet doing like a coming of age like hunt thing, and he's accompanied by like the robots from Alien, Wayland Industries robots, accompanied by one of those played by Dakota Fanning,
right?
And like she guides him through this trial thing. Like,
right.
It looks like it could be class. I really hope it is. Like, but it could be shit at the same time.
Interesting, but I don't know. I suppose like my love of Predator, the film, like, oh, you got a wee mini Predator up there, by just
fuck, so I do actually.
Probably
should have brought that up.
That was should be
there you go.
more prime. I don't love. I'm not like, I do like sci-fi, but it like the appeal for Predator for me isn't like the sci-fi lore of it, like, or like it's like literally just like, look at all these fucking big muscly dudes
fair
saying
enough.
stupid shit. But this is hilarious and brilliant and class.
Yeah,
but I will say like that could be cool. I noticed I saw a few like on like YouTube feeds you like mini reels of like a clip of a movie, or like, I keep getting these fucking Alien vs Predator ones, but I see a bit of that like hunt thing. There's some of these predators in it are like, it's like siblings, and they're going out to like train or something. They got
Yeah.
names like Scar and stuff. And
Yeah.
there's comments and all in the videos going, yeah, he was the cool one. I'm like, how can a predator? What's going on here? But this all bypassed me. You know, that predator's been sort of humanized. You know, in the films.
It's weird. That's what I think. It could be like I think. Well, Predator was the good guy in Alien vs Predator, and then in Alien vs Predator Requiem, one of the predators got infected by the alien, and then the Pred-alien existed. It was
what did it look like?
It was an alien with dreadlocks.
That was one ugly motherfucker, no doubt. But
go give me your best Arnie impression.
Oh man, I knew this would happen, and I didn't take the time to. I don't think I got one good in. What does it have to be from Predator?
It can be. Mine's woeful, like so. It'll be better than mine, like.
Well,
I think.
No, hold on.
Hold on, take a second. Go on.
I'm trying to think it's not a tumor.
Yeah, that's good. Like, that's good. Like,
it's not a tumor at all.
I think my favorite Arnie line, and it's only because it's kind of been turned into a meme now, is I think is it Total Recall when he's getting like arrested and he doesn't know why, and he's like, "What the fuck did I do?" It's so good.
That's good, but that's a good impression too, but
I don't know,
like
but
that,
yeah.
Total Recall, unreal film, by what the fuck did I do, by
yeah
stuff, by.
But so this is the second one of season.
That's like the original succulent Chinese meal guy, like.
Yeah. For jeez, I'm trying to think of for touching 3 breasts.
Succulent Chinese meal.
Oh fucking hell! But just to take it back to Predator very quickly. Fuck's sake. But that Get to the Chopper, Arnie said himself, that's his favourite line of his of all time.
And it is iconic, like it's pretty great. Like
one of the big things that struck me about this film, I'm trying not to look at this as much, but it's my wee safety blanket. Like, one of the biggest things that struck me watching this last night.
Professional, but it's like this guy is a well-researched journalist, but this guy's putting in hours of work.
I was looking up. I'm trying to like make this look a wee bit more like professional, maybe not necessarily professional, but I was looking at ordering like cue cards, you know, like on a talk show, but with like the Bad Movie Buff logo on the back, and then it can actually be like and the thing. But then I also don't want to look too much like Gay Byrne or something, like you know.
Here Gay Byrne did well in the end,
some boy,
despite his name.
Yeah,
it's a boy named Sue situation there, boy. I thought I had it tough. 100%. My name sounds like Bandy Dick. I don't know if you noticed that, like. That's not ideal when you're a kid.
Nah, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
sure. I don't know. Like, my name's alright, I suppose. Like,
not really. Boy, you can't do anything with that.
No. Well, I used to get a Niall Brady is a lady quite a lot. Like that was
good. That's clever.
Tough to take. Like you know, Brady Bunches and all as well.
I suppose the Brady Bunch is still relevant, by even for you boys.
Yeah,
for you anyway.
I suppose here. Speaking of generational trauma, right?
Okay, fair enough.
What actually
segue, but you need to get some cards, by.
I was watching this last night, and obviously Billy seems to be the one that really senses the predator first. And one of the things that they were saying,
generational trauma. I'm
yeah,
where this is going.
Pray.
I know, yeah.
See, that could be his fucking ancestors.
Probably is, boy.
And then he's like generational trauma.
Feel the spirits, boy.
The troubles got him.
The troubles got him. The goddamn troubles.
No, but that's actually what I was gonna say. Is he is the first one out of the entire group to actually sense the predator, and if you're watching the film, I think the first thing you're always going to think is it's because even before Prey came out, he's Native American. I know. He's got some sort of fucking.
It's almost like racially insensitive. 100%. Like, oh yeah, that guy can fucking he can smell things in the jungle. No one else can.
Closer to nature, essentially. Yeah. But what then the producers actually came out and said it wasn't that. It's because the predator actually mimicked his laugh.
Yeah,
and he hears it like.
Yeah, there's that. By I guess a bit of both. By.
So we've got we've got another iconic line, and can you guess what it is before I actually?
Right. So has it not been said yet?
Hasn't been said yet, no. And I'm actually doing these in order of when they happen.
Doing in order. So
I wrote them down. So the last one was I ain't got time to bleed.
Ain't got time to bleed, boy.
Yep. So we've got 2 really good ones coming up.
And you're not counting. We've said Get to the Chopper, so it's not.
No, so sorry, it's last. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know if I can guess it, by.
It's probably the most iconic line after Get to the Chopper.
Shit, by. I don't know.
if it bleeds, we can
Oh
kill it.
yeah, of course, by of course. If it bleeds, we can kill it by.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
never a truer word spoken, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
100 just fact. Like.
and applicable to most situations.
Mm.
I can't think of anything that bleeds that you can't kill, frankly.
No, that's
No.
I'm trying to think of a shit joke now, but I can't. None's coming to mind.
Yeah.
Next iconic line.
Okay.
I think this is probably the last one, other than get to the chopper. And any guesses? This is maybe a bit more of a deeper cut.
Well, I can think it's not from Your Woman, no.
It is, yeah.
The jungle came alive and took him, no.
Oh, that's
Because I love that line.
part of it.
Because you see, I'm working in the trees all day. But
Yeah.
I sometimes that line goes through my head like about 4 or 5 times a week. But
Really?
it's just like I'm getting lost in the trees. But
It is.
The
It is.
jungle came alive and took him.
Yeah. And she says it a few times, like, but it is from her. It's
Is
after she says that.
The demon, no.
Yeah, that's it.
Trophies man, it makes trophies a man or something.
The
no?
demon who makes trophies of men.
That's,
Yeah,
that's a good
it.
name for anything, really. By
Yeah. And then
particularly the Predator, I
actually,
suppose.
there actually is another one in there from Mac himself. Says maybe I can get even. That was a good one when he, he's raging about Jesse Ventura dying. Like,
Aye. One ugly motherfucker. Yeah, that's the big
Oh,
one. Like,
yeah, no, that's a good one.
That's like the big one. By yeah. Are there any others? No, just the iconic laugh by from Billy getting played by the Predator. I suppose,
Yeah.
the next big. There's not a lot of dialogue after the whole
no.
shit goes down, really. By
And there's the other iconic laugh from the Predator himself at the end.
aye, but that's Billy's laugh, isn't it? Recorded.
Oh, is it?
Aye,
Oh, I never picked up on that.
aye. That's his. Like,
Is that the same laugh from earlier in the
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
I thought it was the laugh from the start of Thriller. It sounded the
do you
exact
think
fucking
that
same. Like,
Predator was just a fan of Thriller, like which? Because I think Thriller was out before this, like so.
I would have been. Thriller was 83 or
so
something, maybe.
he'd
Like,
been to hunting in
yeah.
America previously.
Vincent Price
Heard-
does that, does it? Does he?
Is that right?
I think so. Does the Thriller
I
intro?
didn't know, by.
That one there.
Do you know who voiced Predator, by?
Yeah, I do.
Unbelievable.
Peter Cullen,
And who is?
Optimus Prime.
What the legacy of this film, guy.
Yeah.
People don't understand, but
That
this
would've
might be
been-
the greatest collection of people on one set of all time. Like, no women. This is before women
Yeah.
were on films. Apparently,
Yeah.
it was just the biggest dude session of
Right.
all. Apart from that one girl,
Well, no, she was actually a dude.
of course.
Yeah, that was Arnie.
It was Rob Schneider, but
Rob Schneider is the woman in Predator.
From Valverde.
But yeah, so Peter Cullen, when he was hired to do the voice, they were like, "Oh, it's like a monster," and described it to him and all, and he was like, "I don't know what the fuck to do," but apparently he had such a strain in his voice from doing other projects at the time. He was like, "Please, just show me a picture of the Predator." So John McTiernan was like refusing. Eventually gave in and showed him a picture of what the Predator looked like without his mask. So the first thing Peter Cullen
The
thought
ugly
of was,
motherfucker, boy.
yeah, you ugly. No,
It's kind of like a really grotesque vagina, but like,
yeah,
you know,
well,
people, that's probably not. People don't like that comparison. I don't think.
well, what Peter Cullen thought was it looked like a horseshoe crab, a dying horseshoe crab. And apparently when he was younger, he always used to find them in the beach. So the noise that he made for Predator is the sound of a dying horseshoe crab. It's the
all right,
something like
fair
that.
enough.
Yeah, there you go.
Good to know, babe.
Yeah,
If I ever hear that on a beach, I'll know to
yeah. There you go.
call a horseshoe crab that
Just see
doctor.
3 dots in your.
Oh no.
But I was kind of laughing at myself yesterday because anyone that listens to podcasts, like, I have the shittest sense of humor of all time, but I was just laughing at the thought of, because the Predator was obviously mimicking everyone in the group at one stage, but like, can you imagine he just started breaking out shit Arnie impressions?
Oh yeah, unreal, boy. That would be. Oh, that's good. That's good, boy. I
Yeah.
like that.
But I think I
From
was
other films, like
yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah. What the fuck did I do?
That's good, boy. You're good. You got a good one.
Oh, I don't know, but I was going to get into a bit of the trivia here before we wrap things up. And now most of this we've already covered, but there's one or two things we haven't.
Right.
So, firstly, do you know some of the famous names that turned down directing this before John McTiernan signed up?
No.
It's a pretty epic list. So
Yeah.
you've got 6 people here. You've got Ridley Scott said no.
All right.
James Cameron, Brian De Palma, Richard Donner, John Milius, and John Carpenter
Flip me.
all refused.
Big list of boys there, boy.
They all said the exact same reason. It's like, I'm not filming an alien film in the jungle. Because I think they were probably just thinking of like horror stories, the likes of like Platoon and stuff.
Well, apparently it was brutal, like.
Yeah. All of them, like even all the actors in this, said that like it was like going through war together, essentially. Even, you know, funnily enough, like
lends an authenticity to the whole affair. It's like, because they got that line in it where it's like, remember Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I could forget. I wonder to like meet each other now and go like, remember Predator. It's like
right enough. Yeah.
R.I.P. Carl Weathers, by.
Yeah. Fuck, I was devastated. He died within the last year or so, didn't he?
Great guy.
Yeah. Even like, because, well, I've only watched Rockies recently as well. Forgive me for that. Like, within the last year or so. So really started to appreciate him now. Predator, but like for me, one of my first ones was Arrested Development.
I know,
like,
and he's brilliant in it. Like,
unreal.
He's just great.
Chubbs as well.
Chubbs, by.
Next up, the costume. So you know the crack about who originally played the Predator.
Aye,
yeah,
big man himself, by
Jean-Claude. Yeah, so
by.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast, and the reason he was cast was because of his nimble wee fighting moves,
by his ability to do the splits,
essentially. So the Predator in the original version was going to be a lot more like ninja like and like throwing kicks and all, but a lot of issues with the costume. So Jean-Claude Van Damme's only 5'9", and the costume.
I'm only 5'8" on a good day. But
I'm 5'7".
I might be 5'7". I just say 5'8". You know, round it up a wee bit. You know, sounds better.
But do you know how tall the boy, like Kevin Peter Hall, that played Predator? Do you know how tall he was?
Big dog, boy. 7'2". Yeah. That's it.
So
hey, that ceiling, boy. No fuck. I don't know anything, boy. It could be.
But Jean-Claude eventually got removed from the project because £200 costume was too much for him. He was like passing out with the heat, and he said he can't fucking move in the thing.
He can't even do the stuff that they've got him to, you know, the reason he's there to be like all stretchy, like he can't be doing it.
He also apparently didn't like the fact that his face was going to be covered up for the entire thing.
Bit of a willy, maybe.
But yeah, right enough. Sorry, I'm fucking looking at this again. Like,
you're alright, boy.
So I think that's pretty much.
But did you know about apparently, who do you call him? One of those directors, one of them, Cameron.
Yeah.
He claims credit for the mandibles on the
Oh,
Predator.
really?
He's like, that was my idea.
Oh.
Which just sounds like a him thing to say, maybe. Like,
yeah.
But
would you be a big Jim Cameron fan? Like,
I don't know, because I love some of his films, and then I don't care for others. Like, you know, like Aliens is very good. Like, and Terminator 2 is class. Like, but you know, don't give a shit about Avatar or Titanic.
I've never seen Titanic.
I've never seen it either.
Have you not?
No.
First person I've on the podcast.
Really?
I nearly say that every episode. Titanic and E.T. are probably my.
I don't think I've properly seen E.T. Like, I've seen wee bits and pieces when it's been on. I've never sat down to watch it, and I've like caught like a scene here or there, but I don't give a shit about it.
No, I'm the same. Like, but here, that brings me on to my next point. The original concept for the script of Predator was
E.T. was going to be the original Predator.
They literally said the script was written off the back of a joke that someone said the only person that Rocky hasn't fought is E.T. So they're like, muscly guy versus alien, that could be a film.
Clubber Lang and all, by.
Yeah, Rocky 3 is the best one. Don't help me.
Mr. T would have been a good addition to the Predator crew. I think he would have fitted in quite seamlessly. Like,
yeah, 100%.
That's the only thing I think that could improve the film if I had to be really hypercritical. Like, it needed a wee touch of Mr. T. By. Yeah,
well, what couldn't do with a good touch of T?
He's still alive, isn't he? Cause
yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to miss that one, by.
I know, yeah. He was in those Snickers ads for a while there. Like,
that's right. Get some nuts. He used to shout at you.
Yeah. Fucking Snickers at your head out of a tank.
That's right. That's right. That was good, actually. Yes.
In terms of all my shit here, how long? The fucking part of the podcast I always forget to do is the bad doing.
Kevin Peter Hall is the guy in the helicopter at the end.
Yes. Oh, fuck, I've got that written down. I must miss that.
Who else was he? Harry and Henderson's way.
Was he?
Oh, big tall bastard.
Never seen it.
Two great roles. It's a piece of shit. But it's grand. It's not a piece of shit. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a family movie about a yeti. Like, you know,
yeah.
It's like
so essentially,
it's got John Lithgow though punching him.
Oh, really?
I think I can't remember. He's like, get out of here, because he has to, he's trying to be good, nice to him. You know,
Yeah.
like, can't you see we don't want you? And he like takes him by.
Fuck, that's I forgot that film existed. That's one of those ones always used to be on Sky Movies back in the day. You'd be like, no. But
get it next week.
Yeah, so essentially, Kevin Peter Hall was the helicopter pilot at the end, and the reason John McTiernan gave him that part was as like a thank you for going through the hell of playing the Predator.
I saw something like the suit was so heavy that that scene was the big fucking fallen tree that they're walking on. Like,
yeah,
that's made out of concrete apparently, because the weight of the suit on Kevin Peter Hall was too much for an actual tree to hold. Like, which you're like, holy shit, that is a heavy fucking suit by us, and I couldn't see in it apparently.
Yeah.
So he ended up smacking Arnie a few times, and legitimately, because he's walking around blind.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, returning segment of this podcast I always forget to bring up is called the Bad Owl Doing list, and it's just
Bad Owl Doing, boy.
This is the ultimate film for it, because it's literally every main cast
member.
member
Bad Owl Doing, boy.
apart from Arnie. Like, yeah. So first of all, you got is it Jim Hopper is the name of the boy that's fled up against the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking skint alive. So obviously shit.
Do you want to know about just side note trivia bullshit that I only found out last night when I was doing a wee sneaking around?
Yeah.
Jim Hopper is also the name of Jim Hopper in Stranger Things.
I was thinking that there, yeah.
And
David Harbour's character. Yeah.
And the town is called Hawkins. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether the guys who make that are just like, we love Predator, but maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
It's more to do with the rich legacy of this masterwork. Way.
Yeah. And funny enough, Wyclef Jean is in Stranger Things as well.
Is he?
No.
Fuck. So I've missed, like, I only saw a couple of seasons of it. I was like, maybe he is. I'm definitely back on board with watching it. But award-winning Wyclef Jean, boy. President of Haiti, boy.
Was he?
I think maybe. I think so at one point.
Jesus
Don't think he went too well. I think he ran the country into the ground. Like, but sure. Here, who hasn't?
Akon's bringing it back, isn't he? Like,
what, Haiti, or just being a dude?
Akon's done some like mad shit in Haiti. Like, if you Google
Haiti, I haven't seen that. I know he tried to build like his own city or something, or country, maybe.
He's bringing like water and power to all these places
cool,
in Haiti, apparently.
International hitmaker. That's what he used to be advertised on TV as.
Did he? Yeah.
So that line always stay. Every time I hear Akon, it's like, the international hitmaker, Akon. I'm like, fucking right enough, boy. So he's held in very high esteem in my memory, boy.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He made his money. Do you want Akon trivia?
Hit me up, yeah.
I saw a bullshit reel. So he was onto the thing before. How he made his vast fortune was ringtone music. He realized that all the record labels back in the day weren't including like electronic digital shit in their contracts, so like they were like taking all their money out of things, but he had all the ownership to his, so he just started making songs that would translate really well into ringtones, and then they were getting like millions of global downloads, and he was like, lethal, way.
Yeah,
that's why he's a rich guy now, boy.
He was the fucking original Crazy Frog, boy.
The original Crazy Frog, boy. Here, Mr. Lonely, boy.
Yeah. Fuck, that's a good one, actually. Because that is like, see, just those TV advert ringtones, like Jamster and all. That is just his era, like, isn't it?
Big time, boy. And he had all that like squeaky voice chipmunk thing. Like, it was perfect for it.
But here, that's it. Speaking of fucking Hawkins earlier, Shane Black's next up on the list. So you don't really see what happened to him. He gets dragged away, but then next time they find him, I think it's actually Poncho that finds him, and he's just fully turned into lasagna on the ground. Like, so one of the worst ones that even technically happens off screen. Like, then you got fucking Jesse Ventura gets fucking hole punched in the chest.
That's not a great one.
And what did they say? It's like, oh, the weapon cauterized the wound or something as well. Like, and you can see his like fucking ribs sticking out and all. Mac was a bad one because fucking just gets the head exploded clean off him, like straight into fucking Italian lasagna. Like, and then I think Billy's is pretty fucking gruesome because like it's probably debatable whether he actually died on screen or not, because you see him getting like messed up, but then later on when the Predator rips his spine out, like full Sub-Zero fatality on him,
he's like dead at that point, if that's any consolation. Maybe you don't think so?
I was thinking that last night, and then I thought I could hear him going, oh no.
Maybe can't even enjoying it, like, boy. This is Billy saying, a really, really extreme S&M, boy.
See, it's the generational trauma. You see. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything I got down here.
So what do you think that's the worst doing by?
What
What about Carlo, like, or Dylan, like?
Why don't I have that?
Getting the arm blown off, like, before, that's a bad way to go.
But does he die off screen?
I guess.
Because I think that's why I didn't put him down, because he dies off.
Of course,
screen.
the weapon would have cauterized the wound from his arm, so he wouldn't have died
Could
from
still
the
be out
bleeding.
there. Yeah. But here, tell me this, just to wrap things up. What type of podcast would you listen to yourself? Like, any good recommendations for me?
Rex by Flip. I listen to bullshit by nothing like the usual comedy ones you'd probably be listening to. Like, listen, like American. But you know who I love listening to rant by, and it's like Tim Dillon. I don't know if you ever listened. He's
the American guy, gay fella.
Big fat dude. Like,
yeah.
But he has these like rants. They're just amazing every week.
Yeah,
he's kind of got it's like this disdain, this loving disdain for America, and it's I don't know, whatever way he phrases it, because like I don't think he's an amazing stand-up necessarily, but like I think I love listening to him talk shit about bullshit. Like, he just says wild stuff. Like,
fair enough. And the next big question I have for you then is, you're not going to like this, and we've probably already discussed it. If you were to come on the podcast again, what's the next film you think you're going to talk about? And I'll not hold you to this. Like, if you,
all right,
you change your mind,
less pressure. But I think this isn't an official contract. But oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I don't know what was on my list again. But
Jesus, you had Hot Rod, you had Predator, you had a couple of good ones in there. I'm trying to think now.
Oh, I tell you, I saw somewhere where you said you like Wayne's World.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
You haven't done it yet, have you?
No.
I love those films. Like, I'd love discuss the life and times of Mike Myers, and where did he go by, and why isn't that humour relevant anymore? And the kids are missing out by all of that.
Like, genuinely, like without any exaggeration, like Austin Powers, Wayne's World are like two of my favourite films of not just comedy films, my favourite films of all time. Like,
fucking brilliant. Like,
we had a videotape of Austin Powers when it first came out in videotape, and I just like probably shouldn't have been watching that.
Yeah, definitely not.
It came out in 99. I was born in 92, so I was 7 when it came out.
The title was like The Spy Who Shagged Me, wasn't it? Like, it's a hard one to rent. Like,
that was the second one.
Oh, that was the second. What was the first one?
International Man of Mystery.
That was it. Just The Spy Who Shagged Me was the second one.
And then I seen Goldmember in the cinema.
I saw it in the cinema too, which is weird.
But no, love the fucking early Mike Myers stuff. I think he kind of shit the bed a bit with Love Guru, like, but sure.
Yeah, I never saw it because I realized it was over, like, so I just didn't go for it, like. Same. But even like you see, like, So I Married an Axe Murderer. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's like a real early one, but it's like, it's not like as out there as the others. He's not as much of a character, but it's got some silly lines. It's a one where he plays he plays his own father.
Oh yeah.
In it, and he's like Scottish, and his brother's got this massive head, and his dad's got all these brilliant one-liners about his massive head. It's like an orange on a toothpick. And he's a way to cry himself to sleep on his massive pillow.
Fuck, he loves the Scottish accent, like, doesn't he?
I think his dad in real life, he's got some sort of Scottish in him in real life, like Campbell. I think he maybe even was born in Scotland or some shit like that. But
there you go.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming on,
no problem.
Thanks for making the trip.
No, not at all. It was a pleasure. Like, talking shit. So,
hard debate, like, isn't it?
Hope you don't. Did you like swear shit out? I've been swearing a bit, but you get the swears all right in this
podcast.
Oh yeah,
100%. I genuinely like try to hold back because it's
you're professional.
I swear
segues and cards.
The first
Burns not swearing, apart from his name.
The first one of these the first one of these I recorded with Liam McCooey. No, it wasn't the first recorded. The first I published. The amount of people that came up to me after, I was like, "Yeah, really good. You have some foul mouth on you." Yeah. And it's just when I get like nervous or something, microphone in the hand.
That's fine. It's like it's almost even a nervous filling of the space because you're like, I've got on to say, I'll throw an out swearing here by myself sometime. Like,
exactly.
Cool, but no, it's class, man. Keep it up, boy.
Cheers,
keep up
boy.
the good work, boy. Good podcast, boy. You films, boy.
Cheers, boy.